good morning. It's 7 o'clock, so I'm in my gym gear and I'm about to go to the gym. So let's go find it. So the gym is on deck 5. There we go. Deck 5 Gym Health Club. Gym done. Go and see what it looks like outside. There we go. So I'm wearing my Adventure Sets the Soul Free t-shirt. My hair is in a bun. It is raining. It is raining. I knew it would be, but it is. It's raining, it's cold, so I'm going to put a hoodie on top with my waterproof. Probably should have worn a different colour t-shirt with my jacket being what, blue. Never mind. Anyway, breakfast, then exploring. Look, they've got cannons. What? Cannons? Oh, yeah.
And the Pope had appointed a 4th bishop to this country, to Stavanger. Well, he came here and it was just a hole in the ground. The bay where your ship is was just hills going down. People were living in shallow huts. They were fishermen, they were farmers, they just tried to survive. That's what they did. And here comes Reynold of Winchester with monks who knew how to build churches out of rock and came to this hole in the ground. He had an ambition. Then the king we had at the time, he wanted to divorce his second wife and marry a young woman. Now the king and Reynold had known each other for some time. So when the king went to the Norwegian archbishop in the city of Bergen, he was refused to divorce his second wife and marry Cecilia. Well, the bishop said that there has to be limits even for a king. And it was quite opportune for the king that he had his friend Reynold as a new bishop down here. So he went down here and he negotiated with the bishop. And finally the bishop yielded, and as he wrote, to repent for this great sin against God and against us all, the king has to contribute with rich gifts to the new cathedral that is about to go up near the little lake. And that is really how Stavanger began, because with the inauguration of that church, the area was given rights to sell goods in a wide circle, and Stavanger was born in 1125, and from then on it went downhill until the 1960s. We'll get back to that. Number of English colleagues. Many of them had come to Norway in the 1980s, 90s, 2000s. They settled down and they live here with family and all. But fishing in Norway is the second largest out in the North Sea on the banks, such as codfish, herring as I mentioned, but also many other kinds of fish. But in the, well, it's about 40 years old now, I guess, salmon farming has become a large part of our income. Don't mind the liquid of the sun, so just food. And we are soon going to pass one of these, we call them now, I just call them fish nets, and inside these fish nets there are plenty of salmon. Do we say salmon or salmon? Without the L? Alright. There are plenty of salmon swimming around. Now what happens is that these fish, the fry, is spawned in the fjords inside plants in freshwater tanks. To a place called the Vagabond Cave. I'll tell you the story when we get there. We'll pass on to see some friends of the crew, and some goats living in the mountain. And then we'll see the main star of this tour, the Pulpit rock. Hopefully there is no horizontal liquid sun there. And then we'll pass on to see a decent waterfall. And if we're lucky, we can feel the shower in our hands, in our faces. And on the way back, we're gonna go full speed until we get to a place where we have the second breakfast of the day. So we do have second breakfast in Norway, don't you? Well, it's a coffee, it's a waffle, there's some cream and some jam. And it's all included in the price. This lady here, and she asked me, are these islands connected to the mainland? And the answer is yes. These on the starboard or the right side, they are indeed. The ones that are coming up on the port side, onto the left, they are not so. Below these buoys that you see, there are 40 meter deep, 40 meter long ropes. There is also a small souvenir shop that you can use. We usually have half an hour there. The captain will probably honk the horn when he wants us to come around, and I'll be running around, like a sheepdog and birdie. So
it's Norway. It's raining.
We are used to it.
Yes. Shall we? Should we go here? Very, very beautiful. Oh, let's go down the shallow steps. I must say the cruise on the way back after our waffles was very relaxing, so much so I did fall asleep and have a nap and woke up just as we were coming back in to Stavanger to dock. Afterwards I headed over to a gift shop to get a Christmas tree decoration. It's something we like to do when we visit somewhere new, and I found this cute little Christmas tree with Stavanger written on it. So it was a really good shop. After having a wander around these shops, I started to head back to the ship and just had a leisurely walk. It's only a short 5-minute walk from where our ship was docked to where we got on the boat for our tour. Thankfully I did go back to the ship when I did, because it started to absolutely tip it down. So back to the ship to be safely in the dry and ready for lunch. Once back on board, we picked up my dad and headed to the olive grove for lunch. We had pre-booked this on the first day. We all had a mains and a dessert. We had a leisurely afternoon on board ship, and then we were ready for sail away. So we watched sail away from the balcony of my parents' cabin on deck 8, and then afterwards Mum and I headed down to the shops for a wander and a look around, because the handbag store had an additional 10% off Mulberry, and if you saw my first vlog you will know how much I love Mulberry. Before we went to the handbag talk, we did venture into the P&O Iona store. So they have a store on board that is specifically for P&O or Iona merchandise. They've got some really nice items on board, some really nice clothing, water bottles, magnets, lanyards, tote bags, quite a selection. Some of it's just sort of general P&O, other stuff is specific to Iona, but yes, some really nice items in there. So I said I had treated myself to a Mulberry from the store on board. Here it is. Let's see if I can do a one-handed unboxing. They wrap it up so nice, and the guys, both guys, I dealt with 2 guys, and both of them were so nice. Can I get them out? Yes. It's dust bag. And then, oops, a daisy. Here he is. Here she is. She is the small Darley crossbody. How cute is she? And then pop it open. I'm trying. This is really hard one-handed. Really hard one-handed. There we go. She has still got her plastic on, so don't worry. Yeah, really cute. Good evening. Oh my gosh. Excuse the makeup. It's 10 o'clock. It's gone 10 at night. Excuse the makeup. I'm going to show you what it looks like outside at 10 o'clock. This is natural light. The lights don't need to be on right now. It's still bright. We had beautiful weather as we left Stavanger and headed for our next port in Olden the following day. It was quite windy, so I muted the camera, but we had a great day in Stavanger, really nice, and looking forward to what's to come in Olden.